Hello, and welcome in, everyone. This is the Bear Who Reads, and today I've got playmats, not just any type of playmats, cloth playmats, and this is an assortment of my collection, and I'm going to share with you guys today my full collection. I have a lot of cloth playmats, so let's get into it. Okay. So before I start showing off my collection, shout out to GA Chess Club. He did a great video talking about playmats. That video wasn't around when I got into trading card games, and I've basically found out of these playmats, cloth playmats especially, when I started playing locals and going to, tournaments and things like that. And it was always these rubber playmats that I would see and that I had and used. And I liked them, but I didn't like the fact that I had to roll them up and then put them like in a poster tube, right? I thought that was like a little bit too bulky and too much. So then I started seeing these players use these cloth playmats. I thought they were cool, and players normally use these to, put their cards down and, declare their attacks against their opponents, and that's what these are used for. So I thought that it would be nice and cool to share my collection. So here we go. First, I'm going to start off with Momento Marie. Momento Marie is a lesser known brand in the playmats mates. They're kind of new, but their price point is amazing if you want to get into it. This is one of their samples. So they have samples and they have regular. Samples are cut smaller. The regulars are cut, bigger. Mesh backing on all of these. And this one has a nice feel to it. They're all what you call silkscreen. And this has a nice metallic silkscreen to it. All right, so this is Playmat, my sample red. This is a green Playmat. They call this the Sage, I want to say. It's got a nice green feel to it. This feels different than the other one. And then the last one I have from Momento Marie is this one, which is called the Kalanamaka. I'll put the names below because I might be butchering them. And this one actually has a different feel to the Sage as well. Again, silkscreen. They both have like these same design. And this is part of, I believe, of their Icarus line. So it has a 2 down here, and then on the back, it's a 1. So when these are designed for 2 players, but most of the time everybody just folds them like this and doesn't share. All right. So let's get into my next set. So next up is Grimore card game accessories. Link in the description. This playmat I did not purchase. This is actually something I won from their IG contest. I kept going to their website and stuff was always sold out. And then the playmats that they kept coming up, I kept seeing them sold out. The ones that I was interested in. But I was interested in this one, and they had a contest there, and I won. So thank you and shout out to Grimore. Let's go into the playmat. They sent me this nice little bag to keep it in, and a little card. Kind of a card to tell you about the playmat. This one's different though. As you saw, the last one was with silkscreen. This printing was printed with sublimation printing, where it looks like, I want to say that's what they did, because it looks like that the fabric, which is suede, it's a nice little suede. The fabric, the printing was printed into the fabric, so it's not raised and you don't feel it on the fabric. Let me show you guys quickly the back side, the other design. So it's basically the same design on both sides. And again, 2-player playmat, very nice feel, definitely like it. Have used it already, and all the playmats I have, I've used them once or twice, because I have quite a big collection, as you're gonna see. Let's get on to the next one. Next up is my MetaMats collection. Now, I did have a lot more of these before, but I actually sold them over time to make room for other stuff, and then the collection just got out of hand, but you're gonna see into that video. But this is from MetaMats with a collaboration with Dueling Guard. Dueling Guard, they don't do this collaboration anymore, but MetaMats still does print your own design on playmats. They'll do cloth, or I want to say rubber, but I could be mistaken. Link in the description to their website. This cloth playmat features one of my favorite animes of all time, which is Yu Hakusho. It's got all 4 main characters. I'd say main character is Yusuke, but the other, like in all the fighting animes, he's got a team of people that work with him, and so these are the other 3 characters on there. Really nice mat. This is suede. MetaMat logo in the lower left corner. And I want to say it's sublimation printing on this one. And then let me show you the next one. And this one is a special one. This is something new they started at MetaMats. where it's Meta Labs. Premium fabrics used on this. This one is, this is always say, it's a one of one. They won't reprint this, and it's a Zoro mat. Definitely one of my favorite characters in One Piece. Nice feel. I'm gonna do a quick review because this feels really nice. I think they call this dragon skin, if I'm not mistaken. The image on front and back, the only thing is you see a little Zoro logo there, the Jolly Roger for Zoro. If you turn it over, same artwork on the other side. But the Jolly Roger gets turned over. The backing is like this nice felt black backing, but the mat is very, very thin. As you're gonna see, a lot of times on these mats, when they have backings, they're very thick, and this one's nice and thin, which is something I like. So that's MetaMat. Shout out to them. Let's check the rest of my collection. All right, so next up is the OG themselves, Spellgrounds. If you watch the GHS Club video, you'll find out that Spellgrounds were the originators. They're the ones who started this with the Playmats. This one is their Festival Grounds of 2025. So this is like their kind of like their Chinese New Year design. Very nice mat. Feels good. The mat, yeah, but when I say that this is like, I don't know what type of material this is, what they use for the cloth, but I do know that it's dyed, and then they print on there the design. And then the back has this mesh backing, which all of their currently, because this is on what they call their V8X fabric. Next one is their OG classic. This is their classic design. This is also like a maroon red like, and this is also in the V8X fabric. They're up to new fabrics. Link in the description to their website below. Yeah, so this is their V8X fabric. They're up to V10, I want to say. They skipped the 9, and I didn't get into these. I didn't get any of these till later, because basically they do everything for pre-order and then they sell out and then they don't make any more. You know, so it's like an exclusive. You're gonna get it at the time that it comes out. So I was able to score this, the Festival Ground, and then the one that I really like is this one, which is pretty cool. Apparently, this is Jappy. He's one of the creators of Spellground. This is actually his mat design that he used, but he had everyone like, as he went around having people draw on the Playmat, and then they reprinted that design. I guess they had it, so you know, they had the designs added and stuff. And I thought that looks cool. It looks like, you know, someone actually did this artwork. You know, it inspired me to maybe one day go out there, take one of my playmats and get some artists to draw on it. But you know, we'll see. With that being said, these are the Spellgrounds. Again, link in the description. Check them out. Let's move on to the next. Next up is my collection of Exadril Materia. Link in the description to their website. This is on their M1 fabric. This is the classic one, mesh backing. Definitely like this mat. Love the way it feels. Now this is going to be weird because there's a bunch of other mats underneath this, so passing your card on it. And this is their classic design one. This company is doing some very nice mats, I will say that. I also will say that on some of their mats, they kind of like stamp them on the back to make them different from the others, like prototypes and so forth. So let me get on to the next one. This is a different fabric of theirs. If you guys notice the texture, and you can see it there, this has like a grainy texture. I like this mat. This is their Eptom 1 design on this mat. All their mats are silkscreen. For now, I think I saw a post recently as recording of this video that they were going to start doing sublimation printing, but I don't know. This is their Hallows Eve on an M3. Definitely very nice mat here. Same thing, same design, same material as the last one. Next up is their M1, and this one is the Hallows Eve in an M1 fabric. Very nice fabric. Definitely like it. So that's the Hallows Eves and the M1. Now we're gonna move on again. This is another M1 and Eptom. Nice like brownish gray color. Still with that backing of theirs. We have another one of the classic in their maroon. This one from this year, I got this earlier this year. Again, this one is a, I want to say this is a sample or like a prototype, not sure. It is hand cut because I could definitely see it, but no, I like this mat a lot. This is in their classic 1 design. Now we're gonna get into their M4 design. M4 is a little bit different. It feels different, looks different, but it has a backing that I do definitely like the backing. And this is the weirdest thing. So a lot of times when you get these masks that have a thick backing or they're thick, when they fold, they don't fold very nice. Like they'll have like a big lump. This doesn't do that. I thought that's awesome. So this is their classic 2 design, a little bit outdated of their classic 1 design. Next up, it's the Upton 1 on the M4, as we've been seeing the other Upton 1 design, but this is on a nice red. And then next up after that is the Upton 2, updated the last design. They went ahead and changed a few things. It's got that nice black backing, and you could feel the ink on it, but it's very, very nice. And then finally, we have the classic 2 updated version again, but in a midnight design of this year on their M4. Okay, so let's get on to the next set. So next up, I decided the next set of playmats to break them up into 2 segments. So this one's gonna be like, I guess you would say, unexclusives. So these are all Pvramid playmats. This is my collection of Pvramid. These are not like, I would say, like numbered and certificates and all that stuff. I do have a collection of that as well. This one here, it's all black. It's from their Boneyard. It was the 9 drop. They call it the 9. This one has like a UV inking to it. So hopefully the camera can catch this UV-ness. Maybe that'll show right there, the Pvramid logo. It's nice, it's black. I like how it's all black. That's one thing I like about it. And it's like that on both sides. So great playback. This is a Pvramid, one of many. Here's another one. This is their Boneyard fabric, but not in black, in regular. And this is the actual design of what that one was in UV coating. I'll show you the back side real quickly. This is kind of like their tribute to what I understood Magic the Gathering. So Pvramid's been in the game for a very long time as well. They make some great playmats. These are probably my favorite of all. Have been theirs because they do so many different, as you'll see. Now you see, for you guys that know in anime, this is Totoro, very famous Miyazaki anime. There's a cat. This is on their Eden cloth fabric. Very nice mat as well. Inking's amazing. This one does have like a little bit of a color breaking, but it just adds to it, I think, you know. So once again, that's another. So like I said, they do anime and a kind of properties that I like. So this is Gundam, that's a Zaku right there. This is under Elysium. And the other side, you got the RX-87, RX-78 Mach 2-2, excuse me. This one's cut differently. If you guys notice, it's a little square on the corners, you know. Next up is, I think this is called Arthur Evil or something like that. It's a newer fabric. It kind of like reminds me of this like bushy suede from back in the days, and it's got like an antique blue to it. Now this is also a collaboration. Earlier I'd shown you guys the Kelsa Brain Spellgrounds. Well, this is a collaboration with them, and this is their Spellweavers collection. Here's the back side so you guys can see that as well. It's a very dark matte. I like it. It's a beautiful matte. Feels very nice. This one definitely goes out to locals more. Next up is another collab that they did with Spellgrounds and Kelsa Brain, but this is called the collab. The other one was called Spellweavers. This is called the collab. I really like this fabric. It's got like this metallic color to it. It's green. I'll put a link, put the name up of the fabric here because it's not coming to me right now in the editing. Here's the back side of it. Now this mat is a lot thicker than some of the others I've shown right now. You guys can see when it folds, it kind of creases up here. But a great mat. I do like bringing this out to locals as well when I go play. You guys are wondering how often do I go and play? Quite a lot. This is another one. This is their Eden Cloth, I believe. It's another Spellground collab. This one's got like very interesting because it's white, goes into the silver tone. Yeah, that so you guys can see. It goes into the silver right there, and then on the other side it goes into black. So it goes from white, black to silver. Very nice mat, feels great. Great texture. And look at these like an art piece, you know. This one here is actually the Spell Weavers as well, another collaboration, but this one's a little bit different. So you get this thing. You guys can see that little, it's got like these UV for the little symbols there. So a little graveyard, the life, and your deck, your tree, basically. And that's actually on both sides. They also have it on the other side as well. One of the things I do like is their stitching. Sometimes they do this awesome like color stitching here. Let's see if we can, yep, there you go. So they put this like UV, they actually give you these little UV things to go with it. It's something a little hidden thing in the playmats, which I think is cool. Now this is another one, like the other green one I had that has like the silver finish in it. I really like this one. It has this, I don't know, this nice rustic feel to it. It's also a collab as well with Spellgrounds. This is a part of their Spell Weavers. This one doesn't have the UV tunus, so as you can see, yeah, the other one had the this one doesn't have it, but I still think it's a beautiful mat. All right, so that's gonna do it for this segment. Now we're gonna get into the exclusive one. Now let's gonna move on into the exclusive mats. Now what I mean by exclusives, that these could only be obtained either by a special drop or at a convention or at a regionals for a trading card game. And this one is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. If you guys don't know and you've been living in a rock, this is based on Star Wars. You got the Millennium Falcon here. On the back side you got the dark saber and the lightsabers, and then on the other side you got the Death Star, the AT-AT, great iconic scenes from the Star Wars franchise. So this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It actually says it over here in the corner for 2025. Had a buddy of mine go out there, and he actually was able to come through. Appreciate that, my friend. Next up is another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Now these exclusives, sometimes they drop on the Pvramid website, link in the description below. And this one is also on the Boneyard, like the last one, but this one features Gundam, one of my favorite properties that I'm a collector of. And here's a Zaku on this side. This has like a nice gray gold blending silk screen print on it. You know, so this is another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Now, some of their exclusives come with cards, and they'll get like these number cards in it. So this one is off of course, if you're into One Piece and anime, you'll know this is Boa Hancock. It's a Arthur Evil Silverfish. It's that Arthur Evil that I showed before, but this one's numbered 8 of 13, and the stitching on this one's a little different. You guys notice, if you could see here, it's got like a little rainbow stitching to it. I don't know if you really guys can see that there. All right, and this one's numbered 8 out of 13. On the other end, we have S-Snake, which is like her clone of Boa Hancock. I'll put that over here. Next up, it's a continuation of the Spell Weavers collab. I've got the Boneyard Caribou in Frosted Peak. So this one's also numbered 10 out of 19. Nice feeling. It's got like this nice white. I would say like a, I don't know how to describe it. Not like a whiteout white, but it's a white inking for the silk screening process they used on these, you know. And then it's got the white stitching with the brown stitching on the outside, as you can see there. All right. Next up is another one. Morning Glory Lightbringer. This one's like a gold finish. It's also a Spell Weavers Kelsa Brain Spellground collaboration. This one's numbered 6 out of 18, and it's got like this very, like, it's a black, goes into silver and then back into black. If you guys see there, nice silver, and on the back end it's black. All right, so this one is 6 out of 18. As a collector, you always kind of want, you know, exclusives. So This is an exclusive. This one is actually from a collaboration I did with a store, a TCG store out west called Project CCG. This is their exclusive. It only dropped on their website. It's got their logo on there. It's a Spellweavers, which is Kelso brand. So it's kind of like a triple collab. This is Elysium Darkstone. This is one of their fabrics, like I would say their flagship fabrics, you know. And yeah, it's a nice mat. I brought it out a couple of times to local. I do like it a lot. And it's nice to have a mat that when you go out, you don't run into somebody who has the same. That's just me. Next up is another Project CCG one. This one's 11 out of 12. This one's on that cloth that I like, which is that Archangel, because it has that metallic sheen to it. You guys can see in there. It's got this nice pinkness to it. 11 out of 12. 11 being one of my favorite numbers. Here's the back side of it. Again, it's got that little, like, I guess, I don't know, scale finish to it. I like it. It's a very nice. I like Archangel's one of my favorite fabrics from. Now here is another one. This one's actually another exclusive. This is from the Grand Archive Worlds in Anaheim, California. I saw that Pvramid went ahead and posted that they were gonna have exclusive mats. I was trying to get a Chroma, which you'll see later on what a Chroma is. But I had a buddy out there that I knew that was playing in Worlds, and I asked him, and he came through, and he ended up getting 2 mats. So I got this one 24 out of 30 in June, and it features Dao Chen and Gao Chai, which are 2 characters from the Grand Archive game. And so again, you probably consider this like a collaboration with Grand Archive. Beautiful artwork. Really like the artwork. Grand Archive is a great game. Unfortunately, it's a game I play casually, not competitively. Another one of the Grand Archives. This is on the Elysium Darkstone. You know, exclusive, but does not come with a card. It's just you could only get this at Worlds. And you see both characters there. Continuing on, we've got another Spellweavers. This one's 2 out of 12. There's only 12 of these made. It's Arthur Evil, but this one's a Chase edition, and it's antique ink. It's got this nice purple inking. This one I really like. I like the, let's say, the contrast to it and everything, you know? Yeah, so this is Arthur Evil. Let me show you the back. There's the other side, and this one again, 2 out of 12. Next up is another Spellweavers. This is Joan Toon and the Altar of the Solace, Legacy Edition, First Touch Edition. This isn't numbered. I know they had a number, but this one is a very interesting fabric. It's got like pores to it. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera or not, but I love the color combination. It's amazing. Another Spellweavers. You notice that all these Spellweavers I have, it's just, I really like the design of the Spellweaver. Beautiful contrast in color. So that's the Joan Toon First Touch Edition with a card. As a collector, you always want something exclusive, right? If not, we wouldn't have Chase cards or Chase products. Next up, this is actually Colossal Rain. This is Flame Rose. This is a very interesting fabric because it has like these nice patterns into it. Don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. And this is Godzilla, if you didn't know. We got Godzilla on one side. This is my Kaiju mat. And then King Ghidorah on the other side with the 3 heads. Mat feels nice. The only thing I'm not a fan on this one is that it feels like the backing is separating, which is this thing here. It's separating from it. That's the one thing I have. I kind of really do not. I'll bring this out once in a while to play. But yeah, I do love the contrast of the red and the blue, and it's like a nice metallic blue. All right, so that's the Colossal Rain. Let's move on to the next. Next up, I've got a Disney Lorcana inspired one. This is Enchanted Symphony. This is not Solo Mia. Now this fabric I like a lot. I always heard on the Discord, by the way, Pvramid does have a Discord. On their Discord, a lot about people saying, oh, Solomia, Solomania. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. But this one is a commemorative launch edition. This one's really cool. I am a fan of certain Disney properties, aside from Marvel. Here's the back side of it. Beautiful coloring, great looking mat, feels great. It's not so thick, it's a nice thin mat. And definitely you could bring this out to locals to play, you know. All right. And then finally, I'm gonna get into my last two. My first Chroma is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, as you can see right there. This is a 101, came out in July of that's San Diego Comic-Con weekend. And of course, as you can see, this is Gundam, the RX-7D8-2, Pyramid logo on the lower right. Now there's a difference between this one, the other Gundam, and then the other Gundam I showed. The first one was a V, what they call the V1, and then this one is a V2, where they actually didn't ink so much down this area here, which I thought was cool, because they just gave you the lines of the smoke for the battle, and then you got the missiles launching and everything. Let me show you the other side. So why is this a 101? Because if you go to their website, you could probably see that they do have this carbon weave pewter available, or had it available. Well, the 101 is a special stitching. As you guys can see, the rainbow. This rainbow stitching, I'll put up in there on the screen. I'll put on there what it is, but it's a lot of different strings that they use to achieve this rainbow color, and that's what makes it a 101. All the others have stitchings that they use for every other map, but when it comes to these, they only use the Chroma stitching, which is why that color is like that on the logo, chromatic. All right, and then finally, my last mat, which is also a Chroma. It's another 101. This one I really like. Astro Wings is the name of the material. It's a very, very nice feeling cloth. This one doesn't go out so often. This only goes out for like tournaments and something big, but it also has the rainbow stitching, as you can see there. Show you the back side. It's the same Spellweaver's design. These are very hard to get. Chromas are like some of the most sought after when it comes to Pyramid, and there's some what they call Chroma hoarders that are always just getting all the Chromas. You constantly have to hit refresh if they have an active drop, because they just drop out of nowhere, and if you're lucky, you get one. If not, then you don't get one. So that's going to do it for this portion of the video. We just finally saw all my full collection of all my playmats. Hope you really enjoyed the video, but now time for a special announcement. I will be moving a majority of this collection. Not all of it, just maybe a little bit less than half, because I don't have the room. It's too much. They take space. People think, oh, how does it pop? No, it takes space. Trust me. Once you start piling up as many as I have, I will be keeping a lot of the exclusives because those are my favorites. But they will be listed on my eBay store. Link in the description below. They'll also be listed on the Discord for Pyramid. If anyone's interested and they're a member there and they're watching this video, go ahead and check out the Discord. All the playmats that I featured, all the companies, their website is listed below as well in the description, and check them out. Definitely see if there's anyone you like and pick up. If you're looking to start off and don't want to spend too much money, I would go with the Momento Marie. Exadril Materia has like a sub $50 one that just dropped recently, and also MetaMats. They have some really great deals on single player mats as well. So definitely go check out those sites as well. Pyramid also has some lower budget as well if you want to start off with them. So all of the companies have some entry level, and then just goes up from there. But again, if you're interested in the playmats, definitely check out my eBay store and see what I have listed. If you're local and you see a playmat that you like, and you know me, you know how to get a hold of me. Reach out to me and let me know that you're interested in which playmat, and we can talk about it. All right, so until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.